Hello, Mr. Bob Grant. God bless you. And I just want to say that you're the king of talk radio. And I was at the club the other night, 300 people, and all the guys down there, they all say they always love to listen to Mr. Bob Grant. And we know down deep in our heart and soul, the United States of America, that this President Clinton didn't mean you when he ran down the talk show, because you speak for the United States of America and you love our country, and I don't know what we'd do without you, Mr. Bob Grant. All us World War II there was 15 or 17 million of us, and we all love you, and we're sticking with you. And anytime you need any
15, 17 million love me, Maron.
Yeah, well, we're all 17 million of us in World War II. We were all talking about you all here.
Well, that's
Queen.
Good. I'm glad.
We love you, Bob.
Glad to hear that.
Don't give up the ship, please.
Glad to hear that, George. What are people auditioning? Why do they wait till my program to audition? And besides, we're not casting for any Clifford Odets play or anything like that. Hello.
Mr. Bob Grant, God bless you. I said, thanks a million how you help all the people of this country. You come out with the facts. And Tony Fico said you're the king of talk radio. And I believe that. And all the guys from the club always listen to you all the time. I was there the other night for 5 hours, and they think you're the finest gentleman going.
What club is that?
The Frank Kenna Republican Club in Astoria by St. Joseph's Church. They're all for you 100%, Mr. Grant.
Well, if it's close to a church, it can't be too bad.
Thanks, Mr. Bob. Could I say that? Could I speak about that? Miss Gennifer Flowers, God bless her. I'm telling you, she was great. I gotta get that book.
She's not. She's not a nun, so don't get too carried away.
I mean, I can't wait to get that book, Passion and Betrayal. Was that the name of it?
That's right.
Oh, because she was so nice. She was peachy keen, Mr. Bob Grant. Honest.
Peachy keen. That's an interesting phrase.
Hey, Mr. Bob Grant, I want to ask you, could you and Mr. J. Diamond make a record, a duet? I met her in Secaucus on a Saturday, and I used to sell 1 million and 2 million copies. You and Jay Diamond together.
Well, it's a waste of time to try to do anything with Jay, because
he's a nice guy.
I didn't say he wasn't, except it's a waste of time. He's got too many complexes. Every time we're supposed to do something, he finds some reason he can't do it. I don't know. You know, the guy, hey.
He's a professional, Mr. Bob Grant, like you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks, Mr. Bob Grant. God bless you.
I don't know. I don't know what's worse, a guy like him or all those AAA Socolas calling me names. I don't know. I got to think about it.
Excuse me, Thursday, January the 2nd, when you came home for your first welcome back, and I asked by popular demand, would they kindly play that radio program of Mr. Bob Grant from 3 until 7 p.m. on Thursday, January the 2nd. It was the most beautiful program, Mr. Bob Grant, that I ever heard in all my life.
Why?
It was the whole thing was superb. Everything was perfect.
You mean the January 2nd program?
Yes, Thursday.
I'm gonna have to listen to a tape of that.
It was Mr. Bob
Find out
Grant,
what I did that was so good, so maybe I can do it again.
You was at your best. You peachy keen. It was perfect. I couldn't call you. I just wanted to say I got to write you a letter and tell you. But I'm calling you now, and thanks, and blessed New Year, Mr. Bob Grant, you and Mr. J. Diamond and all the dear folks.
Well, George, you've done everything but send money. Thank you.
Well, that's kind thoughts and words mean a lot, Mr. Bob.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah.
I'll have to remember that.
Thank you very much. You're a great man. Oh. I wish you was Secretary of State, or get rid of that lady Albright. She's another one for the birds.
All right.
Thanks, Mr. Bob Grant.
What can I tell you, Mr. George from Queens? I mean, it's a great tribute you are paying. I thank you, George. All right, ladies and gentlemen, God bless him. He is obviously very sincere, and I do thank him for his kind words.
Let's try George from Queens. Hello, George.
Mr. Bob Grant, King of Talk Radio. I'm homesick, but I got to call you, and I got to wish you the best of luck when you go to the convention, because I really wish that you had Mr. J. Diamond as your sidekick. He'd add a lot of class to the show with his imitations of that screwball Sharpton. He'd make a lot of fun. But, I'm just saying that. I wish you luck, Mr. Bob Grant. You're a fine gentleman. I always listen to you.
All right, George, I thank you, and I got to get a hold of Jay. He thinks I have a Borregas on him, but when you're paranoid, do you think everybody's got a Borregas on you? I don't have a Borregas. Hey, Jay, if you're listening, no Borregas, no Borregas. George from Queens, this is Bob Grant. You're on WOR. What's on your mind?
Mr. Bob Grant, King of Talk Radio, thank you. And happy birthday, in case I forget. Mr. Bob Grant.
Why don't you send something like a pound of 50s?
Oh, I'll remember that. Hey, Mr. Bob Grant, that gentleman, Captain Carey, I lost two buddies in World War II that died in France in World War II over there. And when you spoke also about the policemen over there in Los Angeles, that they said they didn't have the armament. Well, I was an expert in training with the BAR, the Browning Automatic
you know
in World
what,
War
George?
II.
George, you're a good guy. You really are a good guy. But you know what, George?
Yeah.
1997,
Yeah.
World War ended. World War in Europe ended in
1945. May.
I mean, what have you done since?
Oh, I've been for the United States.
You know, what's going on in your life since then?
Oh, I'm working since 1942. I'm still working.
Yeah, I know, but what's going on since then? I mean, every time you call lately, you keep talking about your experience in World War II. You know, you're in danger of getting to be boring. You don't want to do that.
I'm sorry. But I want to say, Mr. Bob Grant, that the Browning Automatic, the policemen should carry that because it's the best weapon they used in World War II, the Browning Automatic rifle.
Okay.
For protecting them.
You don't think they've upgraded that in the intervening years?
They couldn't. That was the best gun they ever had, Mr. Bob Grant. And we have 5 policemen in my area that are disabled. And they talk about police brutality. How about the victims, the people that are being harmed? That Sharpton, when he says police brutality, he ought to dry up. Because all the people are being harmed. The victims. Right, Mr. Bob Grant?
George, you're on solid ground there.
Thanks, Mr. Bob. And salute to Jen Don and Bella.
Yeah.
Wonderful tune on your birthday.
March 14th.
I'll send you something.
March 14th, the same day as Albert Einstein.
Whoa,
Yeah.
You're a genius.
Well, you see what happens? Yeah, March 14th, Albert Einstein's birthday.
Mr. Bob Grant, thank you very much, King of Talk Radio. I just want to say I was disgusted. About 3 weeks ago, they had a wedding here. I've been living in this community 73 years, and they had this wedding, and I was looking to congratulate the bride, and it wasn't no bride, it was 2 men. I swear, Mr. Grant, in a million years, I'd never think I'd see 2 men get married in this old church. It's really, is that legal?
No, it's not recognized. It's not recognized as a bona fide marriage. It's a perversion. It's a travesty. It's one of the reasons why I say I hope a huge meteorite crashes into the 3rd planet from the sun.
Please, Mr. Bob, survive us, huh? You're a nice guy.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
know. I am a nice guy.
You are. You're top notch.
I'm glad you recognize that, George.
King of Talk Radio, no doubt about it. Thank you very much. Have a nice weekend, Mr. Bob Grant.
Okay, you too, George.
Honest to God, I called up Governor George Pataki because I'm a member of the Frank Kenna Republican Club, and I said, please, I pleaded with him to help that lady because she got a very sad, they really did harm to her, and I said, please, but he never answered me. They never answer you, the politicians, but I figured maybe I could help her out some way. And then last week you had that great Marine Corps gentleman, a guy Molinari on again. He's a wonderful guy, and he spoke. And then I read in the papers that Governor Pataki woke up and he seemed to help out a lot, huh, Mr. Bob Grant?
Well, he issued the clemency decree. Only the governor could do that. Yes.
Wow, I'm so happy for the lady.
Well, it was an injustice what happened to her, and to make it right, they should restore her to her job, give her back pay, and those responsible should be punished. But it won't happen. Thank you,
Thanks,
George.
Mr. Bob Grant. God bless you.
All right, George.